abilities. These are some terms that I use a lot, around me on my page, to discover that number one, your type. The next one is your role. What role do you play in this story? Just like the superhero, the roles that they play, and I talked about earlier, you as that superhero in this world, what role do you play? All right. And so I'm going to go through a series of roles, and you can check which one aligns with you. Okay. And I'm sharing this with you again if you want to know more into it and how to tailor it to you, because this is not just information. You have to really sit down and check the boxes. If you need any help, I have my link there. Just book a discovery call or a connect call with me, and I will be happy to walk you through the process. Okay, it's a process, but you can get there. So, number one, your type. Number two, your role. Please share this live with somebody. Somebody has to be delivered from a place they're in that, man, they have been going around the mountain for a long time. And this right here will be a game changer for them. So share it out. So your role. So my role that I found was that I am in the role of teaching. So what I'm doing right now, I enjoy doing it. I can do it all day. And so you find out that when I'm giving you something, I give you something very valuable. Very valuable. Trust me, you won't hear these kinds of things anywhere. I know it because it's a gift of mine. It's an ability of mine. I give you. I always say this. It doesn't matter if there's 1,000 people on here. It doesn't matter if there's 10 people on here, 10,000. You will find me saying the same thing because I am operating in my superpower. My superpower is teaching. My superpower is training. And so, how did I develop these things, right? Again, go back to your childhood. Go back to your childhood. That's a step. That's one way, okay? And so I look at it, and I'm doing that right now. So one of them is teaching as a trainer. Another one, I'm going to list the 7. 7 is perfection. So, hey, I'm going to list the 7, and you will find yourself in at least one of them. When you discover one of them, please put that in the chat, all right? So number 1 is insightful. You are in the role of a visionary, okay? You have deep insight. Time will not permit me to go through it, but I hope that as I mention it, it will stand out to you. If you want more details and like for me to break it down, help you through it, reach out to me. Just send me a DM, all right? Visionary. Okay, that's insight. There are others that are service oriented. That's their role. Service oriented. Find themselves helping. Find themselves, drive. If there's whatever needs to be done to get to the end goal, they are there. These are people that are operative. Operatives are everyone is fascinating, truly. Visionaries are fascinating. I love visionaries. I love to have conversations with them, just how their mind works. I love working with operative people. As soon as you say something, they get it done. Oh, I love them. And I love teachers. I mean, give them just something and they'll make a whole lesson out of it and educate you. Brilliant. We also have been in the role of a supporter. A supporter is someone that encourages. A supporter is someone that encourages. Again, if you're joining us, I'm talking about how to identify your superpowers. We've talked about 1, your kind. And the second one we're talking about is your role. And number 1, we talk about visionary. I love visionaries. We talk about people that are operators. We talked about trainers. We have supporters. These are encouraging. They like to encourage. Okay? These are unique. And if it stands out to you, make a note of it. Another one is people that are giving. They can give of themselves. I mean, they do not think twice about it. And that's also one of my abilities as well. I mean, if I have 10 things, and you need 5, no problem, I'll give it to you. If you need 7, I'll give it to you. If you need 9, I'll give it to you. At some point, if you need 10, I'll give it to you. And there are things you should look out for. I wish I could discuss all of this. The strengths and then the places that need to be adjusted about these abilities. So key. So key. You have to know this. But I'm trying to give you a lot of information in a short time. So I want to give you the key ones, right? And then other ones, reach out to me and we'll talk. All right, so we have given. The next one is the directors. Their role is to direct. Their role is to rule. There are healthy ways of doing that, and there are not so healthy ways. And some people end up, if they're not sure that is their abilities, end up, not utilizing the strength, but rather, and the unfortunate part, using the other aspect that they need to work on. And I wish I could talk about it. There are other people that are compassionate. Their role in this compassionate setting, very, very merciful. Now, these 7 things that I've outlined, if you operate in it intentionally, my goodness, if you know your type and you know your role and everything that you do has elements of these things, you will not work a day in your life. Creation has a way of replenishing you because you are stepping up. You are that superhero. It's so important. The last but not the least, and this is the revelation that God has given me, is these 3 areas that I focus on. Your type, your role, last but not the least, your reach. Your reach. So key, your reach. What is your reach? Your reach is what you what you stand on. The place you occupy. These are your experiences. These are your preferences. These are what you're curious about. It's not for everyone. It's not for everyone. If you're learning something, I'm glad you needed to hear this. If you're learning something, give me a 1. These are your hobbies. These are your activities. Don't neglect those things. They are also very important. I cook to eat. I don't cook because it's a desire. My husband will tell you that. I cook to eat. If we didn't have to eat, we will not be cooking. But there are some people who just wake up and start thinking of creative ways to cook their recipes. No, I don't cook with vibe. I have to think of the measurements sometimes. It's a whole lot. There are some people who are into social causes, things that are about the society. It's so important to them. Some could care less. Doesn't make the person who doesn't care much about it any less. It's just not their superpower. Some are into politics. Some are into science. Some are into technology. These are your reach. How can I use my abilities? How can I use my kind, my role to reach? So where do you find me? You find me in the university setting because my reach are the young people. Give me young people. I'll inspire them to go after their purpose. And my reach is my young people. When I was a child, I told you, my reach were my age mates. So you find that I'm always among my, people a little bit younger than me, people my age and a little bit older. I love that space. I love that space. And I was doing that when I was young. My reach, what is your reach? Yours may be music, certain instruments, politics, activities, what hobbies, what sports. They're very, very important. What good is my teaching when I'm teaching some physics class? Physics is good for somebody. I teach physics now, but I'm just saying that you would find me. Let me not use it because I teach science. I love science. So what good would it if I'm teaching art or government or politics? My student and I, we both will not enjoy that class. That's not my reach. And I'm very quick to say, no, it's not. And not internalize that as a deficit. No, Part of walking in your purpose is knowing what is not for you. And that's okay. Somebody else gets to do it. Somebody else loves to do it. It's not going to be me. You know, my husband and I were discussing something today, and he at work was doing an open heart surgery and during the week. And you could tell, and as I was looking at some of the pictures that he sent, you could tell this genuine excitement. I mean, he's a medical doctor. And I sent him a message and I said, I could never, ever find myself, is it intubating or I use incubating in chemistry. I think the medical folks use intubating, whatever that is. I cannot find myself cutting. Oh, if I see blood, unless it's mine, I don't. Why? It's just not an interest of mine. It's not. It's not an interest of mine. Period. And so I admire him. I'm happy for him. I'm glad somebody gets to do it, but that person is not me. It's just not me. I mean, you can think of the most gruesome thing. I can imagine things that he sees at the hospital. I don't think I would be mentally capable. And there's some people that are pursuing medical school, and I'm sure they are scarred for life. They wonder, what in the world did I get myself into? Yes, it's not your field. But anyway, if you need help transitioning to the field you're supposed to be on, just give me a call. You know, I'm happy for, and I could look at him and celebrate his brilliance and celebrate his superpower and know very quickly that that does not align with me. It's so key we understand that. So key. So we've talked about, again, can you give me the 3 things that we've talked about? Can we give me 3 things that we've talked about? Are you learning? Are you learning? I tell you, I am in my superpower. So I'm going to give you nothing but the best. What 3 things have we talked about? There's my teaching ability. I have to make sure you are receiving something. We've talked about 3 things. Yes, we've talked about your type, your type or your kind. We've talked about your role, yes, and we've talked about your reach. You have to be able to put these 3 things together. I wonder why everything that comes to mind as I'm given by the Holy Spirit is in 3s or 7. It's just 3, the Trinity. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. All right. Okay. So I hope that you can look at it right now and say, I can see the path. So you see what I mean? Your path is not a rocket science. It is not, this complicated calculus problem. It's not. It is as plain as your name. You answer to your name. If I call you by a name that doesn't resonate with you, you're not going to turn. But if I called you by your name, you will turn. Or there's another name. Get this. I can call you by your name, or I can say, hey. Or say, hey, miss, hey, sir. And you turn around. Generic. It is not your name. That is not your name. Hey is not your name. Hey, sir, hey, ma'am is not your name. You have every right not to turn. But there are a lot of people in that reality have answered to hey in their lives, have answered to hey ma'am, because some of it resonated with them, or they've answered to hey sir because it resonated with them. No, you must answer to your unique name, your unique identifier. Very important. So as I round off with this, I don't want this to be long. I just want it to be enough for you to chew on over the weekend. What is all this about? No 2 journeys are alike. I've shared with you my story. Whatever I'm doing now, I was doing that 30 years ago. And look at me. Some of you may even think, how are you 30? I'm more than 30. I'm getting close to 40. Can you imagine? So what am I saying? It's a part of you. You operate in it. So once you discover, you operate in it and you get better at it. So there's one thing to discover, there's another to develop it. So what do you do from now? Discover your abilities. If you need help in that area, I've shared with you some roadmaps here, but if you need me to be in that space with you to help you, because if you can get this right, you have it all right. And that's true. If you can get this thing right to the T, you have it all right. You are in good shape. All right. So I want you to reflect on this. Find your superpowers. I've given you 3 areas to look at. Then reason for your superpowers. What is the reason? Mine is to educate the young professionals. Mine is to educate career professionals. So everything that I personally do is in that area. Educating people. So if I find myself in the university setting and I'm teaching science, whatever I'm teaching, I'm still directing them in their career and in their path. Whatever I'm doing in Haritech, whatever I'm doing in TAP, which is the signature course that we have that helps you gain clarity, confidence, and resilience in your life and career. That's what the course is about. You find me doing the same thing. As a pastor, you find me doing the same thing with the college students, because my mission field is the campus ministry. So it is important to reflect. The next thing is to develop the superpowers. All right? How do you develop it? Taking advantage of any opportunity that gives you the ability to utilize these gifts. So there are some opportunities you can say no to because it doesn't align with your gifts. But you can make room for these opportunities that align with you. So when I was in college from undergrad, I was a TA. I was teaching. Any opportunities I could get, I was teaching. Up until graduate school. And here I am. I have been teaching, just building. Have I arrived? No. I feel like I'm still scratching this. I've scratched nothing but the surface. There's more to it. You understand? So take advantage of the opportunities in your education, in the field you're in. Is this giving you the opportunity, or will give you the opportunity to utilize your gifts? If not, then you're in the wrong education or major. Seek help. If you need help, again, you need help in finding this alignment, reach out. Also, your career. If you're in a career that does not align or give you room to utilize your unique abilities, then ask yourself, maybe you are in, the career has to align. Now, there's a difference between a job and a career. You're in a job maybe for financial gain to help you move your career forward, great. But your job is not your destination. Maybe you are doing the job for the greater reason, which is aligning your career or your life's direction with your purpose, great. All right, it has to ensure that everything that you're doing has elements of your type, your reach, and then your role. And the next thing I will encourage you to do is to find others that complement you. That brings the all richness, the good thing about networking and community. I love working with other people in their brilliance. I can't do everything, but I can do all that God has given me. And that's what we talked about in the live yesterday. I encourage you to watch it with Dr. Entry. It was a phenomenal time. We said we can do all things and can be all things. But I can do all things and be all things if it's aligned with purpose. So I can be the best teacher. Yes, I can be the best purpose-driven coach. I can be all. I can push my potential. I can keep going one level to the other. I can harness my brilliance so much and go deeper into it, because that is me. That is my all. I've been given the grace to make the most in that space. So I fill up in my reach. That is what I also want to ask of you. Can you say these things? Stop chasing after the job. Stop chasing after what looks like the next big thing. just do what I'm telling you. And everything else, the add-ons, the financial stabilities, and what do people, career development, all of those things will fit in that space. I do the main thing first. All right? And then a few things, 2 more things. Be intentional about impact. Be intentional about impact. That is purpose. So if I have my unique abilities and I've discovered them and I'm developing them, I must have impact in mind. What am I doing right now? I'm impacting you. There are some things you didn't know before, but the fact that I'm operating in my brilliance has given me the opportunity to impact you in a positive way. Am I not right? Put that in the chat if you agree with me. You must be intentional about impact. Don't do just anything of what I can receive. No, your purpose has a way of replenishing you. Trust me. You must be impact minded. You must be impact minded. Then one way to check yourself if you are going overboard or underboard is your well-being. If you find yourself not moving forward, sometimes people think your well-being is stressing too much. That is one, but also understretch, which means that you've contracted yourself. This is okay. This is your normal posture, but you not doing anything contracts. You shrink. Check your well-being. If you feel you're not moving forward and you are just holding on, here, I love that someone, self-evaluate. If you feel like you are stuck because of some experience you've gone through or something, you are just holding on, you need to check yourself. If you find yourself that you are comfortable with where you are, you need to check your well-being. It's not healthy. Comfortable is not healthy. It's a place to breed. If you leave a water stagnant, what does it do? It would breed, mosquitoes and start breeding all manner of things there. Right? Stagnant, it would stink. No. But then, or you stress yourself going after things, just things in life and all, and you lose control. So that's the control bit. I wish I could talk about that. If you feel out of control, you need to check yourself. So you feel like you are stagnant. That's one. Okay. So you feel like you are stagnant. You feel like you're comfortable. You feel like you've lost control. You've got to be mindful. You have to check your well-being. None of it is healthy. What is healthy is you being stretched. Okay? Stretch, your capacity expanded. That is who you are designed to build. We grow things all the time. If you look at our lives, we're growing. So you have to see growth in your life and in your journey. You cannot say I've arrived and making the money and comfortable and no, it's not it. That's not who you are designed to be. You are designed to grow. You're designed to build. All right? So, what I leave these things with you, how many of you have felt like, okay, I have a pretty good sense of what to do? How many feel like you've learned something? I know that was a very insightful session. Has it been insightful for you? As we round off here, I want to bring your mind to some sad realities so that we can act now. It's unfortunate, of all that I've said, if we don't take action or haven't taken action before, this is what has happened. Along our journey, we have been misguided. And the interesting part is that actually we have been misguided by the ones even closest to us. Some people, families have imposed their childhood dreams. Not intentionally. It's not that it's always intentional. Some have imposed their insecurities on their children and steered them off their path. They've imposed their childhood dreams. Dreams that parents wanted to live and couldn't live it, will force or shove it down their kids' throats. It's wrong. And maybe if you feel like you have gone through that, Don't fall a victim. This is your chance to step up and make things better. You can get on your path. There are others that, because they want to protect, the family wants to protect you, they don't want you to be at a place you don't have a job, or have financial issues or struggle. They impose certain things on you, right? But all of this, you are an adult now. Put those things aside and say, I'm going to do things better this time. So you may have really dealt with some harsh realities, but I'm here to tell you it's not the end of it. Your brilliance is still knocking. Your desire, your purpose to be fulfilled is still there. And once you get on that path, then the generations after you will also be aligned. It's very, very important. Remember, you're a superhero. It goes beyond you. So I round us off with this. On our journey, it's very unique. Don't look at somebody else and covet it. Look at yours and keep moving forward. And as always, as I say this, keep unfolding. And it's true. There's more to you than actually meets the eye. It's been a wonderful session with you. I hope that you have learned something. The replay will be available. I encourage you to watch it. Watch it again and again. This is something that you want to make sure that you get every juice out of it. And also share it with a loved one. I hope that you receive something. I know you have. And I hope that you take the necessary step to it. As usual, if these things resonate with you and you want to take your life to the next level, you want to be more intentional about your purpose, you want to be more intentional about discovering your superpowers and how to develop it. And the part I didn't talk about is how you can dominate or operate in it, like I'm doing right now. This is just the beginning, even for me. Then you will need me in your circle. Reach out to me, DM me, let's talk. I am definitely happy to help, because this is what I do. This is my brilliance. I help people. You are very welcome. I help people, discover, develop, and dominate in their unique abilities. I help people navigate the complexities and critical decisions that they have to make. That is my area. This is what I do. And so I have pinned the information here. Follow, go ahead and click on that, and then book just a free call with me. Let's talk. All right. I also encourage you to also, if you want to actually be in the program that Haritech is having, I'm the lead coach there, where we have the course, the coaching, and the community. I encourage you to be a part of it. The link is also in my bio. It is www.haritechglobal.com/tap-in. All right, go ahead and check it out. It will be worth every investment. I can guarantee you. You will leave this course with a much needed clarity, the confidence you need at that stage, and the resilience to drive every life mission forward. All right. Again, thank you so much for joining. I don't see, let me see if there are any questions here. I see some comments. Part of walking in your purpose is knowing what's not for you exactly. I'm seeing some comments here as well. Let me read a couple. Yes, we talked about your type, your role, your reach, and saying no to opportunities that do not develop your gift. Yes, be quick to say no. All right, say no to things that does not align your purpose. Yes. And then someone saying sometimes family will try to limit you because their personal experience is exactly, in addition to trying to help you, right, they actually can detour you. But now that you've met me in your life, I'm here to call you back onto your path. Okay, to your path. I just quoted a King James. Did I just say onto your path? That's a pastor, right? But it's important to remember who you are, and your life doesn't have to be what your family wants it to be. Yes. Oh, yes. You're welcome. Love you too. Thank you. And someone said, I needed to hear this today. I am so glad. So hold these 3 things I've talked to you about. Hold on to it dearly. Work with it. Let it be a roadmap for you. All right. Very key. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. I have enjoyed this series. And as usual, when any more I would love to share with you, I will bring it up to the platform, and we'll have an IG live together soon. I have an IG live coming up soon. I will